Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So AJ Brown is one of the best wide receivers in all of the NFL. But right now he's making more noise off the field than he is on the field. And the question is, the question has arrived, should the Eagles consider trading him in the offseason? So let's talk about it. Look, I'm not here to knock AJ Brown's talent, right? He's already a Super Bowl champion with Philadelphia, right? He played in 2 Super Bowls. Obviously, they won one last season, so he's a Super Bowl champ. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a 2-time All-Pro, and he's the only Eagles receiver in history with back-to-back 1,400-yard receiving seasons, right? He set a team record for catches in a year. He's broken an NFL record with 6 straight 125-yard games, and his jersey is literally sitting in the Hall of Fame. AJ Brown is a generational talent, and he's an elite wide receiver in the NFL. But here's the problem. If you've been keeping up with the Eagles, right, after the game on Sunday versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, things turned messy, right? Now, we all know that the Philadelphia Eagles, the offense has looked very, if we're being honest, the offense has looked ass, right? Now, you see some people online saying that it's Jalen Hurts' fault. Some people saying that it's the offensive coordinator's fault. I like to think that it's the offensive coordinator's fault, right? But here's where things got messy. So after that game, after that win versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, AJ Brown posted a cryptic message, right? A Bible verse or something like that. And you know, we know what he did with the book on the sideline last year, and then a few times in over the years since he's been with the Eagles, right? And now an article came out today that says that NFL executives believe that the Eagles are going to put AJ Brown on a trade block at the end of this 2025 season. And so instead of focusing on winning, AJ Brown is deciding to be a distraction. And AJ Brown, like I just mentioned, he's accomplished so much already in Philadelphia, and I just don't understand why he's complaining publicly. Right, in the military, we always said you praise in public and you lecture or complain or what have you in private, right? And you know AJ Brown is probably considered by many on that team to be a leader. A lot of the young guys on that team probably look up to AJ Brown. And, I just don't think that he should be, you know, being a distraction. He should be more, he should show his leadership, right? And so, you know, and then not to mention, right, AJ Brown has been paid twice, by the Philadelphia Eagles. He makes good money, makes a lot of money. I understand that the offense is not what he's used to, but you know, when you are a professional, when you are a all pro like AJ Brown, you have to get control of your emotions, right? You have to be in control of your emotions, and you have to go to um, the offensive coordinator. You have to go to the head coach, Nick Sirianni, right? And you have to tell them in private how you feeling, right? You don't need to put that out, for all of the world to see. All of us Eagles fans, right? We can see that the offense is, struggling, right? And we understand that you, uh, are frustrated, rightfully so. But you just don't need to be putting that, on, out there, because once these reporters get these little snippets, they're gonna run with it like wildfire. And we know that wide receivers and players, most recently Michael Parsons, right, when they don't like something, they delete their social media, or they post some type of cryptic, message, and they just try to say it wasn't about nothing, right? When we know it's about something, right? But you know you gotta dead that, man. Y'all foreign, the team is 4-0, man. You gotta dead that type of stuff, man. So, the truth is, AJ Brown, you got the rings, you got the records, you got the respect. But football isn't just about your stats, right? It's football, it's three phases in football, right? You got offense, you got defense, and you got special teams. It's about team chemistry. And when people or players on the team see a guy like of AJ Brown's stature and his achievements complaining and going on social media and stuff like that, what does that say, right? What type of energy does that put inside of the locker room? you gotta, you just gotta keep that stuff to a minimum, right? You gotta keep it to a minimum. You gotta keep it to yourself. You know, AJ Brown, I don't know if the Eagles are going to trade AJ Brown, but normally when these executives start talking, it's not it's because someone told them that. I would hate to think that Harry, called up a couple of executive buddies and, drop that little, you know, seed on him, right? To almost it almost seems like and I'm not saying Harry you know, has is guilty of doing this. What I'm saying is that to me, it almost seems like someone is putting it out there saying, "Hey, AJ Brown's going to be available at the end of the season, so start thinking about what y'all may want to offer up for AJ Brown." That's all I'm saying, right? But there's a lot of NFL players, vets, right, that would love to play on the Eagles team, right? Who would love to play in two Super Bowls, right? Or have played in two Super Bowls, and won one, right? AJ Brown has also caught touchdowns in each Super Bowl that he's played in, right? So I'm pretty sure he has that Super Bowl, touchdown ball somewhere in his house on a mantle somewhere, right? There's a lot of guys. Think about some of the great wide receivers that's playing in the league right now, or who has played in the league that has never won a Super Bowl or even been to a Super Bowl, right? And so, um, you know, I love AJ Brown, right? Phenomenal talent, very dominant. But I think he should take a page out of Devontae Smith's playbook, right? Devontae Smith is, he got paid, he's satisfied, he just smiles, and he's just focused on winning. And I'm pretty sure he's frustrated too because Devontae Smith is a elite wide receiver. He was an elite wide receiver at Alabama. He's a former Heisman Trophy winner, right? But he keeps it to himself and they keep on pushing. So I think AJ Brown should take, you know, a page out of Devontae Smith's book, right? And just keep that in house. You just don't need these. We don't. The team doesn't need these type of distractions around it right now. But Eagles fans, y'all let me know what y'all think. Is AJ Brown passionate or is he becoming a distraction? And could Philadelphia actually trade him in the offseason? I want y'all to keep it real with me. Don't come up here with all of that hoopla and all that stuff. Keep it real with me. Is he passionate or is he becoming a distraction? All right. Y'all let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm out.